Hello viewers, this is Fida Hussain. We are at Concordia, one of the most favorite destination of the world tourists who want to come to see the K2 or Broad Peak. The K2 is the world second highest peak in the world, and Broad Peak is the 12th highest peak in the world. Along with these mountains, many mountains are existing here, like G1, G4, G5, G6, Baltro, Snow Dam, Chongolisa, Metra Peak. If you see behind me, there's Marble Peak. So a lot of peaks here. I can't name every peaks here. Payu Peak also from visible here. So therefore, every part of the world's tourists comes here every year to see this mountain. So that's why I'm saying this is the most favorite destination of the tourist who wants to visit Gilgit-Baltistan. So you may find here a lot of tents. It's look like a festival celebrating here, but it's not really actually festival. Tourist tents are fixing here. Their wish to see the beautiful natures and explore the natures here. So right now with us two USA nationals, we talk about their journey. They reached yesterday here, so we talk about their journey. So first of all, thank you very much for your time, and tell me your name and say what you want to say about your experience here.
My name is Johanna Hunter, and I'm from the US, from a small state called Vermont. And it has taken me 3 years to get here because this trip has been delayed several times due to COVID. But I'm so happy to be here now. And, Pakistan is absolutely beautiful, and the people have been so friendly and so kind, having just an amazing experience.
So, your take, what you want to say about your experience? Your name.
Sure.
Okay.
My name is Elise Eidemiller. I'm from the U.S. also, and I am from Nashville, Tennessee. And it's been a dream of mine to always come to Pakistan and see K2 and the throne of the gods here with all the mountains. So very happy to be here. It's hard work trekking up the hill, especially in the heat, but the reward is the mountains and the people.
So how did you manage the heat you face here?
Move very slowly and breathe a lot. But you get used to it. And of course, you have to have a hat. A hat's very important. So, and drink lots of water.
If we talk about your hurdles and problems, what kind of problems you had faced while you reaching here?
Just getting used to the heat. It was probably the biggest challenge because it's not so hot where I'm from. So just getting used to the heat, and then the dry air. So drinking lots of water, and then a little bit, your stomach's always a little bit, the food is so spicy, which is good, but it takes a bit to get used to the spice.
Okay, again, I come to you. So what was the main fascinating thing for you while you reaching here?
The main fascinating thing?
Yeah.
So, every step that you take in this valley, you see a different, group of mountains, and it's absolutely beautiful. So, as you move up, you see different things, and then as you move up, then certain mountains go away. You can't see them anymore. So you have to enjoy the moment. You have to enjoy them while you can see them, while they're in view. And, again, just the people have been fantastic. The kitchen staff here that we've been working with are just phenomenal. They have been over the top in treating us so well, and I couldn't have asked for a better group of people to work with. Yeah.
So if I ask your pre-perception and post-perception about Pakistan, what do you want to say?
Oh, that's a really good question. Let's see. Yeah, I wasn't sure exactly, what type of food to expect. And actually, with the people, how much the Muslim faith came into the day-to-day life. So that was what I was curious about, and so sort of coming in and seeing how everybody works as individuals, and how the religion comes into individuals' lives is different for everybody. And I think that's very interesting.
Anybody did interfere with your faith?
No, no one's interfered. No
okay,
one's interfered. No.
So, what do you want to say about your pre-perception and post-perceptions about Pakistan?
Yes, I expected to be interesting and to learn a lot, but what I didn't expect was just how warm and inviting and just how proud the people are and how open they are to sharing their life, their history, their mountains, their religion, just their passion. So to me, that was I've been all over the world, and it's very special what you have here and that history and that openness that you have. And I wasn't expecting it to this level.
So, in U.S. U.S. media showing this openness which you really face here, or something else portraying in U.S. media?
I think a lot of U.S. people get scared to travel because the U.S. is so big and we have to go so far away. So I think a lot of people get scared to travel, and the media doesn't always tell the true story or only show one side of the story. So it's our job and our pride to go back and tell everyone how wonderful it is and to change their idea, because I think they don't know, and so by not knowing, they're a little afraid.
So, how you think? Why do people do afraid about Pakistan?
Well, I don't think it's even just Pakistan. It's just going so far away where the food is different, the people is different, the culture is different. I think some people in the U.S., because it's so big, they don't have to travel 4 hours to a different country. Like China's just over there, so you learn.
Yeah.
And the different region, the Hunza region, and I learned there's 3 languages just within Hunza. Like in the U.S., we don't quite have that. So I think it's more people are afraid to explore. Is more the biggest perception, right? It's not just Pakistan, it's anywhere that's unfamiliar to them. I think they get a little intimidated or scared.
So what kind of perceptions you will convey to the people, those who want to visit here?
Yeah, I'll encourage everyone who can to come. It's such a wonderful place, and that if they don't, they're missing out. So, and I'll tell everyone, even those that don't come, we'll share all of our pictures and tell the story so that they know so they know more than one side of the world and of Pakistan, and they learn about this beautiful region and the people here within it.
So, while you traveling here, what was your expectations? If we talk about this sanitation system and other facilities, what kind of facilities do you need? Are that facilities were according to your expectations?
Yeah, well, actually, it's an interesting question because I've trekked in Nepal, I've trekked over on the other side of K2 in China, and by far, it's more organized, it's cleaner, it's just. And the food is better. Everything is better here. It's hard to explain, but it exceeded all my expectations. Everything is very clean and organized, and such pride in what you do. So that I wasn't expecting that, because I've been on a lot of treks where it's not so, where you have to be. It's hard to be it's hard to know how to stay healthy, right? But here it's not a problem.
Most of the tourists found that they're complaining about not having proper toilets and sanitation systems. Do you agree with them or not?
I will tell them that no, it's fantastic here. I'll be honest, right? China's horrible. China's horrible. Nepal, Pakistan, I'm like, it's like luxury.
Luxury. So, what you want to say about your expectations? There are facilities you availed is according to your expectations or not?
Yeah, I think they were about what I expected, and I think that this is not focused on Pakistan, but it's trekking and it's being outside, right? There are certain things that are available and certain things that are not available. And if people are willing to be a bit flexible with this and do things that are a little different, then you can enjoy, being in places like this. But if you have to have certain things, then you miss out on that. Yep.
So another question is that the global warming is a big issue. So most of the people saying that this glacier is going to melting, and in downsides, maybe some villages and some towns and some cities may be damages due to this global warming. So did you feel any sign of this kind of sign here?
Well, like Elise said, it's much hotter than I thought. We can see that. I mean, the glaciers are so huge here. Sometimes it's hard to tell, and I'm seeing them for the first time. But listening to some of the locals, you can hear that. Oh, actually, that glacier was much further down the valley. 4 years ago or something like that. So it sounds to me like global warming is happening here as well. Yeah.
So you are seeing that here's a flow of tourists is going to increase day by day or year by year. So do you think this will affect on climate change or melting on glacier?
That more tourists would come here?
Yeah. Due to the increase of the flow of tourists, it will affect our on over the climate change or not?
From my understanding, climate change is a much bigger global problem. So I'm not sure that, more tourists coming here hopefully will create a greater economy, a more robust economy for Pakistan, and some positive things like that. Will it create, global warming, additional global warming? I don't believe so, because that's happening because of using fossil fuels. And I guess you could relate it to, the flights coming over and the jet fuel and that kind of thing. But I think that the link there is fairly weak. I don't think there'll be sufficient number of people, but global warming, in my understanding, is a much bigger problem that is on the global level.
So that problem exists here or not?
It does exist here. It exists everywhere. But what my point is that more people coming to Pakistan, more tourists coming to Pakistan, is not going to increase global warming, in my opinion.
Okay, right. You on your take on this note?
Yeah, it's changing. Glaciers are moving, but that's the same in Canada. I've been to Canada where I've seen the glaciers move. So the question is, are they moving and changing and regenerating, or is it permanently, changing and getting melting completely? So I guess that's the question is, how do we take care that change happens, change is normal, but how do we make sure that we preserve this environment?
Where I want to come, you reach there. So my question was that, what would be the solution for that?
The solution for global warming?
Yeah.
I think just being smart about what you do, right? I try to walk and not drive my car unless I need to drive my car. I think just being responsible and playing your part the best you can.
I think you want to add something.
Oh, I just. Well, it was a very big question. That was why I was sort of giggling, and I was just going to see how she was going to handle it. But I think the individual can do, their piece, but it's really the corporations, it's the government, it's the entities that have such a broad reach, of impact. Those are the guys that really need to focus on what's going on here.
Okay, let's come to the ending of questions. So while you go back to Skardu and you supposed to go for debriefing, so what kind of weaknesses or mistake you want to identify to for improvement of tourism or improvement of facilities here?
Honestly, I'd like to see that the people that come with us on the trek have the proper clothing, the proper food, the proper everything they need to enjoy this outing as much as we do, and do their work. So that's one thing. Yeah, I nothing really comes to top of mind, right? We're still in the experience. I think after we may have more things to add, but other than that, just making sure that really that the Pakistani people have everything that they need in order to be here with us.
Okay. Lastly, your note.
I would agree with Hannah. It's hard to find a weakness. It's just been incredible so far, and I only see it getting better. But it's just making sure everyone has the proper, items to enjoy this nature, because it's beautiful, but it's harsh. It's really hot. It's really cold. So I think that's the most important thing, that we all have the gear we need so we can enjoy and stay healthy. But I can't think of any weaknesses. It's just unbelievable that, you know, our cook, our porters, the donkeymen, everyone comes together and works together for us to get here. And it's so nice to be such part of a team and to feel part of a team. And I hope they know that we appreciate them so much for this experience, and we'll always treasure it in our heart and soul and never forget. So I want to thank the people of Pakistan for welcoming us so much.
Yeah.
Okay, last, any message for abroad, those people who are abroad and want to come here?
Do it. Do it as soon as you can. Come visit Pakistan as soon as you can.
Your message.
Yes, so actually when I get home, I'm going to do a big Facebook, post and just really, illustrate what we did and our experience here and how fabulous it was. And just because people may not know this region of the world well in America, it is absolutely an incredible place to come.
Okay, thank you very much. Listeners and viewers, you may listen their point, and also it is possible to you agree with their points, and also possibility that you may disagree with their points. So in both situation, we excitedly waiting your feedback on their perception and their thoughts. So for that purpose, we request you to put your comment box on comment box on our YouTube channel, Voice of Karakoram, and we also request you to subscribe our channel, Voice of Karakoram. We will bring a lot of interviews from not only from tourists, but also in the cities, but also in villages, and either is that interviews maybe a kind of protest, agitations, or seminar and conferences. We try our best to bring that kind of information. So thank you very much. Stay tuned with us, Fida Hussain.